These are the best highlights from the matchup between Elevate and Wolves during the playoffs of the 2025 CODM World Championship.
A case of, we go then into that hacienda. We get that interview there with Mami. She says that
they're not sticking themselves to a single plan. They have multiple options.
2024 Mobile World Championships, we see the same result on the Wolves.
12 to 10. There is a few out of it. There was Sai,
but the opposite side. So it's going to take them a moment to get there. However, you have got a player in, but right now most of the points have gone to Elevate. Contest from Elevate.
He definitely is a great start. That's going to be. Oh, I thought it was going to be a clean couple of seconds.
To defend here at P3, they're going to have to fight for it instead. And Tempest in hand from King as he turns, finds the remaining Elevate threat. And anyone coming through that doorway will be greeted by thunderous wood, like they need this scrap.
That's the thing, not really a whole
Never mind, PJ's going to decide he wants the Tempest. Out goes the first, the second. We'll find one with the Tempest, but sees the rest of his teammates die around him. So it's a case of, I've invested my Tempest, I need everyone.
Lead in favor of Elevate inside of the hill. There is going to be a hole, not only against Wolves, but overall.
We'll have a couple of bodies around him. Test this all the way through. You do, but a little bit too late and get shut down.
Very unfortunate. That advantage in themselves. Now Claw using the equalizer. Gonna take one, gonna take two, gonna go for three. Takes it like it's nothing. Points have been reached by the side of Elevate, and Wolves are barely on 107.
The problem is here for Wolves, you tried to play in through. Highly doubt it. Where is the Wolves that everyone talked into this series?
Inside, trying to defend themselves, finding a kill. There's Javi to immediately take him up. They're just so good.
The Elevate showing significant prowess in this map one. Big fight, or this could be your final stand. Zai.
And the Death Machine now on the side of Elevate. Less than 10 seconds away. They're just a few seconds. Equalizer again. That's one. That's two. Maybe make it a triple. It does not matter because the game is already over. Elevate with an outstanding.
Well, the evidence at the end of map one is resoundingly against that. Elevate will look to Clo 52 and 30 to start things off.
But at the same time, can be overwhelming with how many different things they can come up with.
It looks like the first thing Elevate are going to come on.
They're going to find the first enemy and with a really good... Oh my goodness.
It is but close. The problem is you wanted your boys to stay up at the front so you could make a bit of a surprise.
What he's doing, and Elevate realized that on the ground, so he's going to answer back by eliminating Susano. 4 people in front of him. That's just so difficult. They tried to take a step forward faster than the opponent. That's right. Now all of a sudden it's a 1v3 and his allied will remain alive.
You gotta move. If you Elevate, Sai recognizes that, steps out at the right time to find Kendi. Yoppy's gonna try and flood forward, but Zai with another. Time is against you, and you'll have to dive Zai with the final.
Walking into a meat grinder, incredible.
The worst as Clo is caught wrapping through wood. Yoppy gets one of the close barrels at the very least, but it matters. You've got to breach and clear. The timer is against you though. Just 20 seconds. Sees one on the right. Doesn't do enough. But the instant trade is there. Susano with the sniper. Finds Win. Can you do enough for the second? The answer is no. 6 to 3 now. Bodies both sides. And then with Kendi going as well.
Prize there, pegged by the hands of Claw. Claw then executed by Wind, and at this point in time is going to get more.
As of Susano here, do you recognize that 2 are in wood? Facing the 2 in front, 3 going to roll forward, and the Wolfpack are here. They are on the hunt. They find one, but Claw answers with 2 and 3 of his own to extend.
Yappy only trying to push, and there's
BJ trying to plant the nade will connect, so Peg knows that he can get out there, but Susano's on the cover. He's going to have to grab, he's going to have to dive, decides to try and push forward instead, bait out the idea that he'd made the bomb plant, and it does nothing for him.
An impact that definitely gets translated here into the championship.
100%. We are going to see here the scores, of course, for the players. Now topping both teams. Clo on one side, lower teams to arrive. And in order to get them, they immediately swarmed mid. They knew exactly what they wanted to control on the defense. Wolves, it was a push up the driveway toward.
Finally spots an opponent, but immediately an advantage early on that they are definitely getting. Department, and they now have to try to defend Bravo. They're still alive, only 5 lives left. The side of Wolves struggling like crazy. That's make it.
Now this is dominant. 15 lives. Belongs to you. PJ wants to go aggressive towards the spawn, finds one close. Wolves down by 10 lives, which gives Yoppie license to push the backside. And as such, Wolves are limping.
Only Sounds and Sai remain alive. There's just
An operator or two have turned that. Zai does well to turn around and find PJ. Also gets a second and a third, so at least makes it look pretty out.
For more. Currently onto enemy's territory, finds a double, could get a
And anywhere will do, as Yoppie's dead next. To be honest, their operator managed everything.
He can upset everything indeed. There's Candy with a knock. PJ and Candy do suffer a little bit, but with only 2 lives left, there's another
Oh my god.
operator and a triple. There's Wind with his own operator. That's the Sparrow by the hands of Wind. That's the
15 seconds. You're just going to have to make moves. It's here. You see the 2 players. Yoppie takes enough damage. It isolates the final fight for Susano, and he will not pull off an incredible clutch in a 1v3.
Actually capitalize on his own annihilator, and that because of Sai's tremendous job.
It was a standoff, and it came down to the quicker trigger finger, and Zai's answer was to make sure he came out for his life, begging for a semblance of protection from him. Doesn't find it. 3 dead. Predator tells you everything you need to know, and it will close us out here in map 3. Tested, bullied, battered through the first 2 rounds.
Professionals, and in there you get to see the numbers on both sides. The one that stands out the most, enough of the
They
right
take this,
reasons.
they push us to a game 5. Wolves take it, they march onwards.
Kill and moves, that's exactly what he needs.
Well, means that you will actually reclaim. The spawns have flipped though. Wolves actually get themselves
Again, and that's something that Elevate has been able to do quite effectively. You know, they wait until the very perfect timing to actually try to go for the spawns. That's gonna be a double for me as we approach the last 30 seconds of this hill.
Wolves stay in this, but it's actually them to seize control through shop, and he will now
How to prevent Wolves from feeling comfortable. That's another double for Claw. He's so very used to situations like that. Gonna kill after kill. There's PJ with a double. There's Susano with a death machine. That's the side of Wolves. They're still slightly more favorable for Elevate.
Wolves have done a lot of Peg, aware as well that they should get Archer's control, so
he tries to get inside of the hill, finds one, goes for more. That's a double and a triple using that Tempest. Immediately pushes for more. How many multi-kills can he get? And I can say the same thing about Peg here with the equalizer, looking for
squad back.
Let's see, Sai with a good defense finds a double even though he was stunned. Manages to stay alive. It does not get to be used because of that nade. Well done by Elevate, but round it took them as for a surprise by the
squeeze out of blue, get forward. What can you do? Begs the Wolves players to run forward. King does what stay alive as often as he does. Gets 2, Claw with 1.
In here, let's see PJ now once again with the Tempest, finds 1.
Give it up and make sure they put their investment in. Will be also an equalizer in play. PJ's right here because it felt like that was the one that Wolves
could be leading us to our first map number.
Kill. Peg though is going to try and clear out through blue side, so PJ's got to turn and face, and that he certainly shall. And you just need 1 more second, and that is it. Elevate took a hold of that game at a point there and ran away with it. There was
PJ, 40 for Susano, 38 and 30 for Claw and Candy respectively. It is just impressive to see how they play
because of that, and just about saw off the S&D. Call Wolves will start to flood the point, and it will be largely gold in the feed. Susano the last alive. While his teammates will likely hear footsteps off towards A. Great to do that, and they're not. He is here, finds the first with the SMG, damage into the second.
Player lead going in favor of Wolves, but
Candy is here watching over, and a bullet just sips past, but you find the second, no problem. And Peg now isolates V2, but King's there, snipes in hand, 1v1, does enough. Gonna push forward, the SMG did plenty of damage, as a shotgun do enough. Do you check the corner, you miss, and you just about get through the fight. That gives Sounds the opportunity to pop out for a
point. They just know one another so well. They are now being aggressive once again. That's gonna be
Here's Wind left. Elevate have got to figure out an ingress here, and they will play B. Unfortunately, that's to a shotgun of Peg tucked in the corner, and he squeezes up to get a second. That's Kendi. Chloe also fell through that passage. And Peg slays Susano.
That's right, at least making them back out. there is PJ around this area, and with only 30 seconds, it's gonna be quite difficult for the Wolves.
Finish the mission.
And well, PJ got a kill. Sounds got a double on the side. That's a 3 versus 2. 40 seconds on the clock. Out of this idea where he's at. There's 3 people in, and it is Candy.
Towards B, and they decide to squeeze. And that's going to give PJ the backside. The first to open us up then. 1:10. You will get the answer back from Ped. Klo finds the
clock. Important, still the maximum now. Into the sides of Wolf. An insane shot. Into
oh my God.
And a double for Sai. He's trying to bait him out. No, he's not baiting. He's defusing. He's committing. But he's not going to be able to do it. He's not going to defuse. He's going to get the kill. Elevate. I've done it again. Ladies and gentlemen, Garena are here to stay, to prove a statement.
Over this last 12 months, despite the growth, the improvements, everything that they've done to counter, the countless hours, used doubts, everything they've pushed aside, come into this tournament as everybody's favorites, you still face the same fate, a 3-2 loss to Elevate, led by none other